Recording now.
Ah, well, there we go. Okay. So, to conduct this meeting wholly electronically, the Fairfax County History Commission History Conference Planning Committee needs to make certain findings for the record to evidence our compliance with all applicable laws. These motions address this compliance. First, I'm going to conduct a roll call and ask each board member participating in the meeting to state your name and your location. I ask that each of you pay close attention to ensure you can hear each of your colleagues. And at this point, I'm going to pass the gavel to Esther.
Sure.
I may make the appropriate motion. Okay, here you go, Esther. All right, so here's the motion. I move that the Fairfax County History Commission's History Conference Planning Committee certifies for the record that each member's voice may be adequately heard by each member of the board.
Is there a second?
Second, Barbara seconds.
It's been properly moved and second.
I'm
All
sorry.
those in
Wait,
favor?
I apologize. Forgive me. You need to do roll call.
Yeah, we need to do the actual roll call before we.
You actually make the motion and second it because you need to hear each other's voices.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's okay.
So we'll wait for the motion, the vote.
I'll do the.
So
I'll
I'm
do the.
giving you the gavel back.
You can hang on to it. It's okay.
No, do the roll call.
Okay. Okay. So first I'm going to conduct a roll call and ask each board member participating to state your name and your location. I ask each of you to pay close attention to ensure you can hear each of your colleagues. Lynn Garvey Hodge from Springfield. And Esther.
Lynn, sorry again, I'm going to interrupt. There's somebody on the caller. Could you please state your name?
Is it Subi? No.
No, Subi's here. 571232.
Hang on.
It's-
Let me, I've got our.
It's me. Can you hear me?
Oh, Cheryl?
It's Cheryl Rapetti. Yep.
Oh.
That's okay.
Oh, okay.
So Cheryl Rapetti from Centerville. You haven't called my name, but here, I jumped ahead of you.
That's fine. That's fine. Sure. Are you in the car? Are you at home? Have you had dinner yet?
Yeah, sorry, I'm actually not in Centerville. Right now, I am in Alexandria, and I'm going to be heading towards Centerville.
Okay. You don't need to tell us what you're going to do there when you get there. Okay. So we got Lynn, we got Cheryl, Esther.
Esther McCullough in Sully District.
All right. Barbara.
Barbara Naif in Reston.
Okay. Phyllis.
Phyllis Walker Ford, Clifton.
Okay. Michael. Good to see you, Michael.
Michael Irwin, Fairfax.
Okay. Subi.
Subi Mehdi, McLean.
Okay. Sue.
Sue Kovac Schumann, Mantua.
All right. And Liz.
Liz Crowell, Alexandria.
Excellent. And this is the 28th of July. All right. So,
So you're giving
okay.
me the gavel back?
Well, I just did the roll call. So now I pass the gavel to the vice chair, but you've had it all along. So we're okay with that. So the next motion I'm going to make is I move the
Well,
name.
we need to, pardon
gotta
me, we
vote.
need to pass this motion. All those in
Oh.
favor, say aye.
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 Those that oppose? Motion carries.
Okay. I didn't get to ask the question. I move that the Fairfax County History Commission, Fairfax County's History Conference Committee certify for the record that each member's voice may be heard adequately by each other member of the board. Were you all able to hear everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we can move forward. Okay. Second, I move the name that the Fairfax County History Commission History Conference Planning Committee certified the state of emergency caused by COVID-19 pandemic makes it unsafe for this commission's conference committee and the public to physically attend this meeting in person, and the usual procedures cannot be implemented safely or practically. As a result, I further move that the Fairfax County History Commission's History Conference Planning Committee conduct this meeting electronically through a dedicated video and audio conferencing line, and the public may access this meeting by calling. Now, this information I don't have, Denise.
1-844-621-3956 and entering event number 179-024-7912.
Is there a
Perfect.
second?
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposition? Motion carries.
Okay. Finally, I move that the Fairfax County History Commission History Conference Planning Committee certify that the matters on its agenda today relate to the COVID-19 emergency itself, are necessary for continuity in Fairfax County government, and are statutorily required or necessary to continue operations and the discharge of the Fairfax County History Commission's lawful purposes, duties, and responsibilities. I need a second.
Second,
Okay, Esther, all in favor?
is there a second?
Oh, I thought you were doing a second. I'm sorry.
Second, Barbara seconding.
Okay.
All right, thank you. It's
All right.
been moved and properly second. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Any
Okay.
opposition? Say no. Then the motion carries. Thank you, and you may have your gavel back.
Hot dog. All right. So this is a perfect segue to one of the things I had not planned to talk about tonight, but I think, folks, we need to take a look at it. And I'm going to illustrate this with a case study story. Okay, so in September, my high school's having a big reunion, of which I'm part of. On our little page today, because of the Delta variant, somebody suggested that we ask for people to show that they've been vaccinated or have had a recent COVID test. Okay, so, and a whole lot of people were like, sure, not a problem. Okay, you know, that's good. We need to know this because, some of the people at the reunion are in an age bracket where things could go south quickly, like all of us. Okay, so anyhow, I am seeing that things like reinstituting mask wearing inside buildings. I'm aware of what Fairfax County is going to be expecting of its employees soon, is that everybody get vaccinated, and unless there's a good reason why not. I think Jeff just put a voice to that the other day. So I think that brings us to a place in time where we need to kind of re-grapple with this. So just popcorn out some of your thoughts on all of this. Is this something worth having a conversation about now? Should we delay it for a month? What would you like to do?
I will speak up, and I think it's important considering the people that come, and with the variant, depending upon what's happening, we have to make sure that we have the in-person alternative to in-person, which is
The live stream.
darn live stream. And so
Yeah.
I have no problem with it, whether that means people copy their cards and have it in their wallet like they do their driver's license or whatever. But I think that it's erring on the side of caution is not a bad thing. So that's my thought.
But can we can't make policy. We have to follow what the county is doing. We can't require that somebody show a card for vaccination, can we?
I don't know. Denise, are you better clued in on this than some of us?
I think it will depend if you are going counter to what county and state policy is, because of course the county is following the state guidance as well.
Sure.
We would need to touch base with the county attorney's office and find out whether that was doable.
But does it make sense to go counter to the county and state policy? We are taking a big risk.
We would not go counter.
I
It
don't
would
think we
be
can.
checked out. And my concern, after having worked at that desk for a long time, Jordan and I were the, ones that
Yeah,
really took it on,
Right.
as well as Mike. My concern is if a person pays and they come there without the card or without proof, then what right do we have? How can we turn them away?
The other thing I would think, and I don't know, and I mean, this would be something maybe to ask David Meyer,
would be, since this is going to be held in the city of Fairfax, is what would the city of Fairfax be doing?
Oh, good idea. Yes.
And they may
Very
not have a
yeah.
policy. They
Yeah.
may be changing day
And
to day.
David
like
is
we
not
are.
here with us tonight. So it would seem to me that let's keep chewing on this individually and be watchful of what different policies may be presented to us. I agree. Going against something that the county hasn't put in place yet doesn't make a lot of sense.
Lynn,
Yes, Michael.
I'm going to interject a completely different thought.
Okay.
I think that given the relative age and potential infirmity of the
Audience.
client group, I think we should just go forward and ask the county attorneys now what our options could be in this arena.
Oh, so
I
we're kind of
think-
prepared for it.
Exactly. Get it out of the way now. You know the county attorney is going to take a while to get back to us on this.
Yeah.
So let's just move forward with the fact finding now, what we would be able to do.
What our options are.
Yeah, Lynn, there's another thought. If we do go ahead with the in-person hybrid, and the requirement is to produce the validation of the vaccine that they are vaccinated, we could ask for a snapshot of their vaccine card at the time of registration.
Aha.
Ooh.
So that people, even if they forget, it doesn't matter.
Could we ask the county attorney if we can do that? Just so
Yeah.
we don't have a problem later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Denise, are you weighing in on that? Are you listening to this? Is this something you can take and research for us, or how would you like us to handle this?
So I think I would need an email from you asking me the questions that the History Commission Conference Committee has come up with for the county attorney regarding requesting vaccination status of participants in whatever form you would need, whatever form your question takes.
Okay.
And per Liz's comment before, Lynn, we would also need to perhaps first even ask David Meyer what the
City of
What-
Fairfax is.
the city
Yeah.
of Fairfax's position would be.
Right.
Either do that simultaneously or whatever, because it's going to be, both are going to apply. I mean, it's a county event, but it's on city property, so.
Right, right. And I have a funny feeling, given the numbers across the nation and given the reality of all of this, that some new procedures will likely be identified and instituted in the next few weeks, at least within the next month. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I would agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
I agree.
On something not exactly related,
know-
but Lynn brought this up. My 50th high school reunion is scheduled in Pennsylvania in September with dancing and things like that. And so I posed the question about, do we really need all that? Do we want all that? I personally, I'm not getting out on that dance floor close to people I haven't seen in 50 years. And now people are saying I'm a killjoy. You can't win. You can't be safe and also be out there dancing
Yeah.
without masks, people.
Listen, Sue,
Yeah.
I know you were itching to do the Macarena. Come on, let's be clear about that.
Oh, no,
You
no,
were
I'm too old
I'm
for the
teasing.
Macarena. We're talking about other
I'm
things.
teasing. I'm teasing you, darling. I'm teasing. Yeah, okay. And I think those kinds of situations are going to be haunting us now I mean, a wedding. We're going to be back to doing funerals and doing all this stuff. So, I think it's worth discussing. I like the idea, Denise, of me drafting an email to you, and I will do this simultaneously. In fact, I'll contact David tonight, but I could see that City of Fairfax may have a protocol today that 3 weeks from now could be very different.
The other thing is, I think it's important to maintain a virtual option, a hybrid option regardless, because I think
Yes.
otherwise we may lose people who, are more hesitant.
Okay.
Right.
So let me make sure I've got all the questions out here that I want to ask Denise then to carry forward. Do we have the right to ask the vaccination status of our participants? That's question number one. In tandem with that, I'll be checking with David. What other questions would you like me to ask us to find out from the county attorney? What else can you think of?
I think you need to be specific that we ask for
their
a
cards?
card to be shown. And the second part of that is, could they send a copy? Can we ask for a copy with their registration form? And we're talking about not just the participants, we're talking about
The
audience
prisoners.
and participants, so
Right.
it's clear.
The attendees.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Esther, so much for our great design today, but we'll figure out a way, even if we have to put another page on it. We can,
Yes.
we can do that.
The other thing you might want to ask the county attorney, not that this is necessarily going to be an issue, but, you know, can you request that people wear masks would probably be another thing.
Okay. So we would require masks.
Right. Now, the other question would be, I mean, we're proposing about food being there. Do you think this would put any limitations on the food?
Well, this is something that we've worked on pretty heavily. We've got boxed lunches, so nobody's going to be breathing on anybody's food. And the
breakfast
is
is
all, the
packaged.
Danishes are going to be cellophane packaged.
Right.
So everything else is going to be kind of a self-serve like you would do at, you know, at Panera. So I think we're okay on that. What do you think, guys?
And we have to make sure that we have some bottles of hand sanitizer next to
Oh
the.
gosh, yes, yes, yes.
coffee, and,
yes.
and I think you can go ahead and use the coffee, you know, pour your coffee and all, but have hand sanitizers there.
Yeah. Okay.
And Lynn, how are we dealing with the socially distanced seating?
Well, I'm also going to count on Sherwood being able to help us with that. I think the way they set up the tables and where the chairs are, for instance, the tables are typically 8. I would see the tables now being 3 or 4.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
I think that's, and right now we're looking at maybe 60 to 65 participants. I don't know that we'll even need that whole Sharp Performance Hall, but you know, David's gotten it for us anyway, so.
Well, we have exhibitors and authors that would be included in the count.
Right.
So their tables are around the wall, so that helps a lot.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's just going to be, how are they going to want to exchange dollars, checks, use, you know, the square, however, you know, they want to do that.
But I still bring up the question I had before. If a person has prepaid, what is our
Policy and reimbursement?
yes, if they do not have the card in hand or have not shown proof?
I'm wondering if we ought to, at least for right now. I don't know. I don't know.
I would think if you require it as a measure, you know, if you can, if the county attorney says so, if you required it as a measure at registration,
Right.
then that would eliminate that, because if you, in order to register, if you have to show proof.
Right.
So when they submitted their registration form, and this is another question for you, Liz, coming up here, they would also submit a copy of their card.
A picture of their card would be
Picture of their card.
means you
Yeah.
have to kind of change your form so that there's a space on the form that you
Precisely.
attach
Right.
whatever.
We're just going to add another page, I think, is what we'll do,
Right.
because
I mean,
everything,
I think,
we're having a hard time right now getting everything in. Go ahead, Liz.
Yeah, I mean, and again, I think one of the things that we would have to, check with the county attorney is that, would requiring, and I'm not 100% sure on this, but would there be any violation of HIPAA if we're asking for that? But I think HIPAA is more for employment and less for something like that. But again, I think that would be a county attorney question.
It's not a violation of HIPAA as I understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike's right. HIPAA applies to, drug companies, not drug companies, doctors, insurance companies, medical laboratories.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
And I think it's
drugs.
employers or others who have the information sharing it.
Well,
They
it's
said
also,
the
it's also,
person-
guys,
this
it's
is
also
the
family
person
members.
share.
It's also family members unless you have given permission. So, let's say Phyllis is my sister and, I'm really okay with her having my access to my medical information. But let's say Joanne, who is my cousin and she's already the family outlaw, I wouldn't want her, that goes for people too. It isn't just organizations.
Well, no, that's the doctor
I don't think
sharing that's a doctor sharing your medical information with your sister
It is
or
and
your
it
cousin.
isn't. Don't forget, it's
Mhm.
not just the doctor. All the intake people, the administrative people, they have to abide by that too. So,
Correct.
I think the concern would come in when you submit that registration form and you're submitting that vaccination card. What are you going to do with it
yeah.
after
Yeah.
the event? To me, that's the security
That's a good
issue.
point, Phyllis, is that we can't have that, that might be an IT security issue. Yeah. The attorney's office should probably have an idea about that, though. But that's a really good point.
Okay, so I've got 5. A, we know is not a HIPAA violation, but we need to also know for long-term security. Would it be a violation?
And at
for
least
someone
right now, and Cheryl, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but at least right now, I don't think that anyone at the Park Authority asked for any kind of proof of vaccination or anything like that.
No,
we don't even do masks right now. I mean, we've all we ever have done is requested that people wear masks. When we were at the height of COVID, it was just a request. We could never compel anybody to do anything.
It's interesting, and maybe it is just a request and it just may be the way it's worded, but and granted, most of the people who are at James Lee are employees, but we are supposed to wear masks in the building. And
it's just done in a way that makes people feel that they can't say no.
Right,
but we were never able to actually compel it. But we said we used words like masks are required, and we did provide masks for people who did not come with masks. But if they wanted to stay 6 feet away at all times and not wear a mask, I don't think we could have thrown them out of the program.
Folks, didn't it come down that we're now required to wear a mask whether it's suggested you wear a mask whether you are vaccinated or not.
Yeah,
When
we're
you're
moving in that direction.
group,
Right. Yeah.
Alexandria City right now, and I'm just saying that because this is where I live, but Alexandria City is has said that, move towards masks in indoor settings.
Well, and if you all read McKay's thing that he sent out today, that's schools absolutely. And it as I read it, it appears that they're headed that way for your government buildings. And so, and then the federal, if I again understand this confusion, is that in public places where there are a lot of crowds or a lot of people, I think grocery store, Costco, something like that, then even if you're vaccinated, you should wear them. Is that right?
I believe so.
Yes.
I'm starting to wear my mask at Giant now.
Mm-hmm.
I got that back out, my little wardrobe.
I
mask.
think it's advisable. It's not required unless the company or the place that you are requires it.
Mhm.
But the lawyer,
Okay, so I've got a list of questions here. Anything else? If you guys think of anything else in the next day or so, shoot me an email. I am astounded at how many people from my class are proudly stating, this is from a guy named Jack, no mask here, no shot either.
Then don't let him in.
Well,
That's what I'm getting too, and that's what bothers me so much. Maybe I am in an elitist liberal bubble or something, but I just want to protect other people, including myself, and that's got a big thing to do.
Yeah.
and I appreciate that. I'm
exactly.
with you.
And there's another
of
lady
course.
here who's flying in from Alaska. And obviously, plane, transportation, all of that. She says, I'm going to have to wear a mask for 12 to 15 hours. What the heck is another few hours? Which is true, you know? So anyway, I think this will be an interesting rollout here in terms of what we end up doing. I'm just sorry to see, at least in this particular instance, that I'm observing that it's so damn polarizing. I'm really, really sorry about that. I'm sad about that. Okay.
And Lynn,
Yes, Mike.
go back and read how polarizing masks were in the 1918
Oh, yes,
pandemic.
it was too. Absolutely. Yeah. Humans, a lot of humans view it as their right to freedom. Yeah. No, it's not just us. You're absolutely correct, Mike. That's
I will return in a moment.
okay. Are you putting a mask on?
I'm blowing my nose.
Oh,
Lynn, don't ask those questions.
I thought he was going to be silly because Mike is like our comic relief.
He's
And I guess
serious.
I was wrong. Okay, so here we
Okay,
go.
what else is on the agenda?
We got
Yeah, that's good.
all right. So a lot of things from our last meeting. Happy to say, I think I mentioned this in our meeting, that we have an opportunity here for our newest member, she's already connected with Greg Wilson, who had all of our paraphernalia that was all history conference related. So anyway, that's all been squared away.
Yeah, actually, Greg stopped.
Subi?
Yeah, he stopped by again this week. He had one remaining little box. So
Oh, see, there's a corner in your garage now that's all devoted to history conference. Okay, you can't quit the history commission no matter what.
friend
Okay.
of mine visited the other day and saw this huge yellow thing saying history conference, and she's like, "What is that?" So I'm now forever marked with the history conference.
I love it. See, it's great
Thank you.
because now you can bring that person with you to the conference. They can be human advertising for us. So anyway, but thank you for doing that. That was really helpful. I do want to get to the agenda in a few minutes. I don't know about the African American history inventory. Have you guys taken a stab? I apologize, Mike. I didn't mean to embarrass you.
No, I would have gone downstairs and gotten my welding mask had I not broken it and thrown it out last year.
Your welding mask. Oh, I bet it's cute. Okay. So I lost my train of thought here.
Asking if the AAHI had,
Yes, talk to me about how the agenda's going on that.
I thought we were
Are you pretty much locked in on that? Because I think we still have a few items on there that are not completely worked.
Carol has to find the person for Pleasant Grove.
Okay,
Carol does. That's the only
Yeah,
one,
she
right,
can.
Carol?
okay,
That's right, Phyllis?
Yes,
okay.
You mean
And-
Carol,
oh,
right?
and
Not
she's
Cheryl.
identified that, I'm sorry,
Carol, not
Carol,
Cheryl.
yeah.
Carol.
yeah.
okay. Now, a
Otherwise,
question.
I have no idea.
Other than that, we're set.
Okay, we are. Everything is set on that. Okay. Oh, Denise, am I set up to share? Because we could
I
take
can,
that one
I
more
can
time.
pass that to you anytime, Lynn. I'll just do it right now.
Okay, that sounds like a plan, and then I'll go back in. Oh my gosh, I have to go find it first. Hang on, I'm gonna minimize all of you guys.
Minimize us.
Yes, I know, and no offense, I wouldn't do that in real life. It's just like an electronic thing for the moment. Okay. But Liz, I am wondering if registration can be turned in electronically this year. That's one thing Esther and I talked about today. And you may not have the answer for that.
I'll have to check on that.
Okay,
The answer is probably, but I will have to check.
okay, because we will need to know that before we start sending out any save the date brochures. Okay, so here we go. This is my, uh-oh, that's the wrong, here we are. Okay, am I sharing? Here we go. Can you guys see that?
Yes,
Okay.
send it small, maximize your, the window.
I can't get the whole thing on like that.
That's better.
You should be able to see at least down to lunch.
Can
Okay.
you pull it down?
Not really. Because it only fits on my screen up until lunchtime. I could try to make the whole thing smaller, but then you're really gonna have a hard time reading
No,
it.
no,
No.
this is fine.
No.
Okay, all right. So, this is what we have in the morning is welcome and awards. And I want to thank, I know some of you were involved in trying to make sure that awards got written up and turned in, will be turned in by the 1st of August. And so thank you all for that. Again, we've got Conley McKay are confirmed. Here at the very beginning, we're going to have an overview of the AAHI project. Who do you think should do that? Let me put a name with that. Barbara, what do you think? Who's going to talk about that? Let's talk about that. Phyllis?
Barbara can talk about it.
Great delegation, Phyllis. That was awesome. Well, let's see if Barbara feels the same way. What do you think, Barbara? You feel comfortable taking that on? Is Barbara?
What happened to Barbara?
I don't know. I think she left. She went to go get a mask.
We can't hear.
Is she even with us?
She's muted.
Barbara, you're muted. Or maybe, is she? I don't see that she's muted. Oh, she is. Yeah.
Sorry,
Barbara, you're muted.
I was muted because I have the Olympics on and I didn't want you to hear it. Sorry. So what I was saying is that I thought it should be Phyllis or Mary, but I will be happy to do it. Not a problem.
Okay.
And
Thank
then
you.
it will be like, this is what came out of our assignment, and this is our very own initiative. It's ours. It's the History Commission
Right.
initiative. It's not anybody else's, period. Happy to do it.
Okay. How are those Olympics doing there, Barbara? What's on?
I can't tell because it's been in mute. Right now, it's the men's gymnastics.
Ah.
So how much time is allowed for that overview?
It'll be for me, it'll be
It's very brief.
less than 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm going to go ahead and add a little piece here that just is going to be in tiny words for our own review.
I mean, Ann and I got this down effectively, and Phyllis and I got this down when we did Fairfax City, and Ann and I when we did Alcorn. So we can
Yeah,
cross.
you've got it.
5 is good.
Okay, so that's good because we're going to come back and talk about it again in the afternoon. So that's good.
Okay.
All right. So here's the Native American Heritage and Archaeology, 11 federally recognized Native American tribes in Virginia, going back 15,000 years. Is Brad Hatch a yes, Liz?
Brad Hatch is a yes, and I will get you a title for what he's going to talk about, okay?
Okay. Isn't he a member of the
Yes, he is.
Potomac tribe? Okay.
Yes,
Okay, so
but
he is
but
not.
a specific title for his talk, I will get that.
Okay, so that's good. So he's confirmed. Let me just change this around a little bit. I want to make this a little bit smaller. And then take this up here. Okay. There we go. And so then after Brad, we do a lunch or a break rather. Then Elisa Pettit is on. Hey, you guys, I must have missed something. How many of you knew that we lost Trish Pettit earlier this year? Do you know who she is?
No.
Well, Trish Pettit was a very tall. She's come to some of our conferences. She's a tall, very Scandinavian looking, very attractive blonde, and she's like related to everybody in Fairfax County's history. She's a Fairfax. I mean, you name it, she's related to them. Her house is the one. Well, Mary's not with us anymore on this committee. That has over in Chantilly, right near Elizabeth Lawrence Park. Barbara, do you know what I'm talking about over there?
ECL Park. Eleanor.
Yeah, ECL Park.
Eleanor, I'm sorry, Eleanor Lawrence Park. Okay, up the street from there is a
It's
historic
Leeton
home
is
with
the
a
name of the house.
historic cemetery. Do you know what I'm talking about, Cheryl?
Yeah, so the name of the house is Leeton,
Leeton.
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 Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
and the Pettits no longer own that. They sold it, I think, just before Trish passed.
Okay, well, here's some totally cool information. So the guy that bought it, I want to say his name is Chuck. I met him at the Bull Run 160th thing. Remember the one that you can go to, Cheryl? So I went.
Yeah.
And he is so excited about preserving the history. I'm so happy to know that. But sadly, why we lost Trish, and you talk about a strong, healthy looking woman, also a doctor. She was a physician. We lost her to COVID last winter.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
yeah, somehow that did not ever resonate. Oh, Sue Kovich has pulled up can you send that to me, Sue? Her funeral information. Okay, so we're good then on Trish, and then we also confirmed Noah Cincinnati, and I'm going to take this down at 8 inches. Okay, and there we go. And then that's 11:30, 12:30, and then lunch is 12:30, 1:15. We good with that? Everybody okay with that? All right, so let's move on here.
Yes.
Let me figure out how to do this. I'm trying to watch you guys and do this at the same time. All right, let's go down here too. Okay. There we go. So here's the afternoon, pre-Reconstruction, the freed slave communities. This is going to include that Ron Chase piece for 20 to 25 minutes. Carrolltown, and is Evelyn Russell confirmed? Liz?
Yes.
Oh, she is. Okay. So Phyllis, you are off the hook here again.
Not really.
Not really.
Are you coming up? Are we
Because
gonna
I'm
get
working with Evelyn on that.
Oh, okay. So it'll be an awesome presentation then. Okay. Then after that, we have the Pines. We've got Naomi's video. We're only going to be able to show parts of it. It's a relatively long video. So, who would like to work at looking at that video and trying to figure out a way to cut it short? Should we ask channel 16? What do you think?
Well, 16 would be the most professional. I have video, editing software, but I barely know how to use it. But
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
if 16 refuses, I could take a shot at it.
And that's Pam. Oh, wait a minute. Is it Esther? Do we have Pam? We do have Pam, right? So yeah, all of our cross-pollination gets confusing sometimes.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got that. Pleasant Grove, is that Carol Herrick or who?
That's what they're working on.
Okay, so that's TBA still. Oh, and these are the students over at West Springfield. Are they confirmed?
This is Phyllis. Who's
Phyllis?
not there right this minute.
She went to get her mask too. Okay. She'll be back in a minute. All right. So then here we go again. From 2:15 to 2:45 is the AAHI project in more detail. And then 2:15 to 2:45 is going to include anything else that we haven't touched on yet. I just left notes in there from prior meetings. So Barbara, about how much time do you think for this more in-depth look at AAHI for the afternoon?
Well, it depends what we're going to do. I thought that we were, I don't know. I need to talk, just leave the slot. If you've got,
Okay.
what, you have 30 minutes, that's a lot.
Yeah, so we may have other items to
I
put in
think
there
we
too.
need to reduce that a little bit. I don't want to I think if you just if you can hold for now and wait until Phyllis and Mary, we can talk about it, because what the whole idea of using this various, representing the various communities, and then we would talk about our the list is the work, but I don't know that it would take 30 minutes to do that. I don't think it would. 30 minutes is a long time.
Just as an FYI, Barbara,
Yes.
the Clifton Clatter that just came out yesterday or today has a wonderful article about African American history in Fairfax County, and it highlights your AAHI project, and it names Phyllis and a couple other people. So just know you are already on the road show.
We're all over the place. Phyllis, while you were out, Lynn asked about this afternoon. They have for 30 minutes more details on the project, and I said that seemed like a long time because what we're doing is identifying certain communities, and then I assume that we would want to talk about the various resources and all, but that's not a 30-minute presentation in my mind.
Unless you take pieces of it and chop it into a little bit on Ilda, a little bit on Willard, you could bounce it around.
So and Phyllis, I passed it to you and Mary.
Okay. So it sounds like you guys need to talk.
Phyllis is muted. Phyllis is muted. Mute.
Okay.
Yeah.
There may be something else that gets added to that. So
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I thought there
Said
might.
leave the slot,
Let
leave
me get back to you next week on that.
leave the slot, right?
Okay, all right, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Let me also tell you then, as we segue to Lanille, she is making the rounds. Boy, do a lot of people know who she is. So I'm pretty excited that we're going to be able to capture her for an afternoon. That'll be great. So we've got her for about 30 minutes. Close around 3:15.
She's talking about Clifton and the families there, not her very own story, but the Black history of
Yes.
Clifton, correct?
Yeah, well, it's a little bit of both, because when we bounced around that Henderson Union Cemetery that one evening, early evening, she must have been related to 30 people.
Yeah, but
Easy.
that's what I'm saying. That's basically the core of the Clifton Black
Yes,
community, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah,
that's-
yeah, and yeah, she's a Beckwith, she's a Harris, so she can carry it back to that. Okay, so I think for the moment we're as good as we can be on the agenda. Yes, no? Okie doke.
Yes.
Let me save this, actually. Don't want to lose that. Okay, so we're done with that. We're not ready for that. We are next going to take a look at where's the budget? That's not the budget. There we are. Okay. And I had some questions from the email I sent you last time about including a tip for Jason's, and I'm trying to think, did I go back and clean this up or not? Let me see here. Get this out of the way. Yeah, we did include a tip. Okay. So this is what our numbers look like. With 65 attendees, 10 exhibitors, 3 authors, 1820 would be our income, no facility rental. Jason's, oopsie, no, it does include the tip.
After we revise some things on Jason's,
Yeah,
that total is 1546.
it's 1546.
Yes.
Okay. Let's get
You're
this up.
grabbing the previous total.
Yeah, I apparently did not update it. 1546.04, or is that?
0.60.
Okay.
1546 and 60 cents.
Okay.
And then the tip. So it needs to be revised.
All right, so let me do a quick tally here. 1546.60 plus
309, 310.
Let me see if I come up with that. I've been known to do additions and come up with like 4 different answers. So I've got,
Sounds like me.
that wasn't my major, guys. Okay, so 3,294.60. Is that what you had, Esther? That's what I just came up with.
No,
For the projected expense total, not the cost of the commission.
no, I'm revising the tip.
Oh, what did you revise the tip to? I missed that.
Well, if it's 20%, it's 310.
I apologize. That was my mistake. I did not catch that. Never hear you say that. All right. Then back to the drawing board. Oops. Somebody out there, I'm sure, is going to be done with this long before me. I've got 334.60. Esther, is that what you came up with?
I didn't do the total.
Oh, You guys are counting on my math. This is scary. All right. Well, all of those numbers together come up to $3,334.64. That's with the updated tip, and that is with the updated information from Jason's, which will be the box lunches. Okay, so this means the cost to the commission is going to change. And this is really important. So, anybody want to double check my numbers on expenses there? Please go for it. Okay. 3, 4. Minus. So it would cost the commission 1514.60. Let's try to make this even. Let's make miscellaneous. Let's take that up to 50. So
Somehow I got 334. 300 less. I'll have to do it again.
oh, did you do the tip at 310, Barbara?
Yep. I'm
Hmm.
using my little phone calculator.
Okay, well,
So-
I'm using my Texas Instruments calculator.
Well, you
I
know
will
about
ask.
Texas.
I know.
I may have missed the 225 because I'm reading. Yeah, I bet I missed that.
Yeah, there could be a variant here.
You're right. You're right. I missed the 220.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what I got.
Okay, so my dad would be so proud of me. Oh man, he's the one that told me I could never do math.
So we should add
let's-
a bit for miscellaneous.
Yes, I
You
agree.
got 53, but maybe that should be more.
I'm thinking let's take this up to at least 1550.
Are we getting ice? I requested that Jason's get ice, but he didn't specifically say.
Mhm.
What for? I mean, seriously,
Okay,
what do we need ice for?
everybody drinks their water just lukewarm.
We've always just had it out of a bottle. I mean, out of a
Right.
And with the situation as it is, no one's going to be pouring from a pitcher.
That's for
No,
sure.
not pouring from a pitcher. But if we don't need it,
You mean
that's
to put the
fine.
bottles in ice?
Yes.
Have we done that? I don't remember us doing that before. They're just sitting on the table. The little bottles are on the table and they help themselves.
I
Okay.
thought we had bowls of ice.
Yes, we've had ice before.
Well, I guess I've missed it. So,
But if it's
I thought
something
we
we
had.
don't need, then that's great.
Well, it's not the presence of ice, it's how you serve yourself and the cross-contamination.
right,
If you
right.
serve, lunch boxes, then serving an open bowl of ice doesn't make sense.
No,
Yeah.
you're not serving an open bowl of ice. You've got the water in the ice, the bottles.
Oh, okay.
You're chilling the bottles.
Well, that makes more sense.
Oh,
I don't think we need it. I don't think we need it.
Okay, fine.
I'm not touching the tongs. Yes,
This is
you're
November.
right.
This is November, and and the bottles would be all, they'd have to wipe them down, all that stuff. So just put the
Okay.
bottles on the table.
Great. So are you adjusting
I am.
then?
I am. I took the miscellaneous up to 89, which puts us at 3370.60. And so now the cost to the commission, let me get this figured out. Honestly, folks, I'm really okay if you want to double check my math.
I don't have my reading glasses. I can't see the figures to check it.
Okay, so the cost to the commission would be $1,550.60. Okay, so that is what we would go to the commission and ask for this next month. On August 4th, I guess. Are you in line with that? Anybody have any concerns, questions?
What if we
That's
get
significantly less than what we asked for last time, isn't it?
It's a whole lot less because we don't have the cost of Sherwood.
Exactly.
So it's cost to commission is $15.50. Last time the commission provided $34.63.95. So it's significant.
Remember, last time was 2019.
Right.
Last year was,
Yeah.
last year was, you know, all,
See, this was the history conference 2019. That was
Yeah.
what we based this on. Okay, so I'll tell you what, guys, if we vote on this right now and make a recommendation to the committee, according to Robert's rules, if our recommendation is 15/50/60, then the commission doesn't have to vote. If the committee makes a recommendation, that's considered kind of a final decision. Are you guys okay with that? What do you think?
I think you need the full for money, for the expenditure of money.
Yeah. But we can, based on what we're saying, we can recommend this is what we're asking for. And then,
Well,
yeah, if the commission wants to vote on it, I guess we could do that, but I just want to know if you guys are okay with the 15/50.
Well, what happens if you have significantly fewer people sign up?
Then we don't end up using what the commission's given us. See, the commission doesn't, Cheryl, the commission, like, we're not going to go to Barbara and ask her for a check for 15/50/60. We're not going to do that. But this is what our projected cost to the commission would be.
When the receipts come in.
Right, because right now this is just a projected expense total.
Okay, and
Does that make
Jason is
sense?
fine with you adjusting downward.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
not committing.
Right. I can't imagine. And if something comes up, like let's say in September, we discover that there's a new expense, we have time to come back to the commission and say, hey, listen, we need to adjust our miscellaneous or whatever it might be. Because we have done that in the past. We have done that.
yes, we have.
Okay, everybody all right with that? Any
I move acceptance of this budget for the 2021 History Conference in the amount of $1,550.60.
I second the motion.
Okay. Oh gosh, you guys are awesome. Oh, it's great. It's only 35. Okay, I think we're done with this, right?
No, carry the motion through.
Oh yeah. All in
Somebody
favor?
has to vote.
Aye.
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 That looks good.
Okay, we're good. All right.
All that oppose? And then you've got to tell us that it passed. We're being
I guess so.
recorded here.
Okay. Esther, you're so good at doing this. I was counting on you saying it. Okay, so since there have been no abstentions or no nays, then our recommendation at 15/50/60 passes.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me minimize this and go back to, I do want to save this. Actually, I want to save this. Hang on. Let me save this with a new title. Okay. There we go. I will put that away. Aha! And last but not least. Uh-oh. Oh, Esther, that's what you were working on. I've got a different one. I have a different one right now. Let me pull it up. Budget, agenda, draft. What, I saved it today. Oh, maybe I didn't save it to the right place. Hang on. Here we go. 7. Don't need that now. Don't need that now. I think this is the one that I worked on today. Yeah. I played around with this a little bit, Esther. You'll notice that.
Okay, good.
Get those guys out of here. All right. So based on what we discussed last time, save the date. We got the county seal going here. Got all the pictures. And Michael, I'll need the new email address to insert here. Do you remember what it is off the top of your head, Mike? Uh-oh. Did we lose Mike?
Off the top of my head, no. I can email it to you, though. I don't have it linked on this computer.
Okay, that's fine. If you don't mind doing that the next day or two. So Mike is to get me email. Okay. So here's our registration form. Let's read over it. Everyone registers, even if you are a live streaming attendee. Now, I had put in my notes last time that we were going to charge at least $5 for people that are live streaming. And then I thought we had a conversation where maybe it could go up to 10. Let's clarify this right now, 10 or 5, because this is also going to go back and affect the budget a bit, possibly. What do
So
you think?
their fee for the virtual helps to support the
It helps to feed the crew is what it does.
I think it should be 10.
Subi, you said that?
Yeah, I said 10. Anybody who can afford 5 can afford 10, and that'll help us.
Remember, for a couple, it's 20.
Well, at the end of the day, how are we going to know? There's that reality too. Let's remember that.
And that's why it makes sense to just go ahead and charge 10, because we don't know how many people will be.
Yeah, they could invite in their whole family.
Yeah, I think five is too little.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else want to weigh in on that?
10 is good.
10's good. Okay. I don't think we need to vote on this then. Anybody else? Any thoughts?
I'm
Sue?
looking at I'm looking at the registration form. Does it say that even though we have this lunch break, that people are going to be able to sit there at home and still watch a live stream of things even while we're having lunch or something? I mean, is it that the thought? We're not really breaking in that time because we're providing something online, right?
We're going to be showing videos. We're going to be showing videos.
And it does say that somewhere? I'm not seeing that. Just
Except
to
that
clarify,
I think it wait a minute. Doesn't it say that on our agenda? I thought
it's on the agenda, but it's not on the registration form, I don't think.
Yeah,
But
that's
you know
what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. Just so they know.
It could be put in the, Lynn, go back to
Yeah.
the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where should we put this?
Where you have in person. This is getting to be a lot of words.
Yeah, it
But
is.
underneath that in person and live stream, it should say that there is video viewing during lunch.
Yeah, exactly. Somewhere. That's what I'm looking for, that value added part for people who want to pay $10 and then sit there for a longer time. They're not just getting this, they're getting something more. I know that's small, but that should be in there.
Okay.
Where-
So limited to the first 65 in-person registrants, live stream will include video viewing during lunch break.
but they also need a lunch break, right?
Yes.
Walk to the kitchen and come back. So, yeah.
Yeah, they got to figure out how they're going to do that. But at least we're telling them that we're providing videos.
That's good, Sue. Thank you.
That's a good point, yes.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's like, yes, yeah, good idea.
So how are you guys with this wording? Live stream will include video viewing during the lunch break.
Yes.
Good with that? Okay. Here's our new format here. Registration, submit form and payment to, all of that. Checkbox for what payment? Yes, no, I will attend in person, and then the number here. And Esther and I talked through this quite a bit this afternoon. Because I try to play double advocate and say, well, do we really need to know the numbers? And actually we do, because even though we're asking for separate submissions, we need to know why this dollar amount here is the dollar amount it is. Does that make sense?
So a lot of our attendees in the past have come as couples, or somebody pays for somebody else that shows up at a different time. So we need to know how many people are you paying for?
Right.
So this is a lot of personal finance information. What do we do with this information? Do we just destroy it afterwards?
It's Liz. Liz has a lady on her staff that does this all the time for the county. Her name is Cindy Jordan, and she's a total saint.
I will find out what happens to that information. I think it's kept until it's processed, and then like any credit card information or whatever is destroyed.
Yeah, because the same question was raised about the vaccine cards, right?
That's
So
what I was just thinking,
Well,
same
I
thing.
mean, the park authority takes credit cards for all kinds of things, right, Liz?
Yes, they do.
So this
Yes.
is park authority
Protocol.
protocol. So that's just what the park authority does.
Yeah, anything that is paper that has credit card information, personal information like that gets shredded.
Right. The community centers, which our county do it that way, and it's just, yeah.
Okay, so this is what we have so far. So it's important for you guys to picture this. What we could do is where this intentionally blank page goes is put in here, possibly. No, wait a minute. Do we have a full? We should have a full, we should do a page break right here. Okay. Let's do a page break here.
So it would seem this brochure is not on standard paper. It's on legal.
Oh, you changed that?
No, I'm just saying it's getting to be long, so it's not going to fit on just.
Oh, but it's horizontal, so.
Yeah, but it needs all that.
Okay.
Lynn, can you go back to the very beginning? Is there any place up here that we could instead of putting it where it is up here, put the from 11:30 to 1:15 something about the
Oh, sure.
videos? Because when people see that, it's like, what am I going to do for that time? And so if we put it there, then everybody will see. That's just a suggestion and a question of what you all think.
Here, let me play with it for a second. You guys think about it, okay?
Lunch and videos, right there or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think that way people are aware that they have an option. They can leave and come back at 1:15, but they also have something to do.
Then you're going to have to decrease that.
Oh, yeah, I'm taking it down right now. I'm taking it down, sweetheart.
It runs over.
Yeah. I see that. I can only do one thing at a time here,
You're
guys.
scaring me.
Hang in there, Esther.
Well, she worked so hard on this. She's got a little
I
artistic
know.
investment here.
I'm just
Word
trying.
is so unstable that
It
the
is.
whole thing
It
will
is. This
go
whole
awry.
thing is very unstable.
It's very handsome.
trying to think what we could do here. I could take this.
Wouldn't that be lunch and videos or lunch with videos?
That might just be enough.
The equal sign?
I don't think we need to say live streaming in person.
No, just say lunch with videos. That's good, Esther. Lunch with videos, and then
Just leave
they
it and leave it that way.
then there's the afternoon session. Yeah,
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Is that enough? Right there?
sure.
Yeah, and I guess the
Yes.
time.
Because
There you
yeah,
go.
there we go.
Wouldn't you have to have the time of lunch with videos?
Well, it's between
It's
11:30.
obviously between 11:30
It's
and
between
1:15.
those two.
Yeah.
There it is.
God. Remove this guy. Oh man.
I'll start moving.
I want to get my PM back.
You're scaring me here.
You're good. You
Scared
got
myself,
there you
girlfriend.
go. She's there. She's there.
I got almost the whole M.
Right, a tad. Whoops. There, almost. If you
Take the font size down.
no, if you move that, get the little paren closer to the AM on the 11:30, and you'll have it. Maybe.
Is 11:30 the right number? Because
Oh,
lunch is
good
from
question.
12:30 to 1:15?
Yes. Go back if you've got the agenda up. Wait a minute. I should have
Good,
it.
Phyllis.
Because Noah is from 11:30 to 12:30.
Uh-oh, we just lost video time.
Well, that's okay.
And
Because,
then we've got lunch from 12:30 to 1:15.
well,
Okay.
that's perfect. That's good.
Woo! Look how quickly that changed. Was that
I'm glad
impressive?
Liz is still awake and saw that, but that makes a lot more
And
sense.
it's not going to be 12:30 AM. It's 12:30 PM.
Oh yeah.
It's a long time.
Really long videos. Oh, wait a minute.
Well, that's fine because they still know that they have an option and they can do it or not. So
Yeah.
they
Then
for their
move.
$10.
Move the logo over.
Darling, I'm not doing that right now because it is so set up. It's a text box within a text box. And it's, I see that it needs to be done.
Well, I think it's good.
Okay.
Lynn, may I ask a question?
Sure.
I have to go through. So there's, as I was looking at the website, there's absolutely nothing about the history conference on the events page, not even a save the date.
It's just coming, right? It's just coming.
But can we not say the history conference is coming, save the date? That events page is really has nothing, and this is
That's right, because Subi's our new web girl. Thank you, Subi. All right, guys. Hey, check this out. Because what we could do, Subi, is just take like page 1 here and put it on the website.
It's just you were ahead of the step. Bravo for you, but we had to get this done before we could put it on there. So now we're good.
Yeah. You guys are such great collaborators. I'm telling you. Next time I do a leadership seminar and I need a case study, I'm going to talk about you. And how often the newest person on the team comes up with great ideas. That's actually very common. I don't know if you guys know that. A lot of research shows that newest employees have the newest ideas.
And they have the most space to store things too.
Clearly.
We
okay.
need it, Subi.
Subi, you have no idea. Wasn't that part of what your supervisor asked you about? You got a big garage there. Okay, now is the timing right? 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., 1:15 p.m. to 3:45.
Yes. With lunch with videos is the in between time. Yes.
We begin in the afternoon at 1:15. Okay, we're good. I just want to make sure we were all in alignment here. So having Okay, so you'd be given your observation here. What if we just did like page 1 right now on the history
Yeah,
conference webpage?
Yes.
I think that's perfect.
Because I think if we do I think if we wait to do registration until, well,
We
quite
got
frankly,
the
September.
answers about the
Yes.
vaccination card.
Yeah, that will dictate where that should go, because where they could put a vaccination card when they send all this back in would be right here. Okay, after equal access and all of that. And then I've got extra pictures down here when we're ready to really put
Now,
a final
do we
stamp.
print both sides?
Oh, we're not going to print anything, Esther. Remember? Last year we didn't
This is
print
a
anything.
lot.
That was a big cost saving by doing this virtually.
Okay, so if we're doing it virtually, it doesn't matter how long the page is.
Correct. That's why I'm saying we could take another page 4 and put, here's a copy of my
The pictures.
vaccination or my vaccination record. You've got lots of space right in here to that next page.
I have a dumb question. What are copies? The budget, it says copies. What copies are there being made? In the budget?
That's kind of a carryover because we've often had reason to make copies. For instance, leaving them at the Virginia room. Okay.
Gotcha.
Laura likes to have copies there, and that is probably the best place to do
Okay.
that.
Any
Let me go back to
rec center or supervisor's location, we could leave copies.
we
If
could.
it's open and people are going or not.
Yeah, I don't think people are bebopping around a lot of the county buildings these days. I don't know. Denise, help us with that. Or not.
Okay.
All right.
The government center.
are open. Rec centers are open. The local county government offices, I think, are kind of hit or miss. Whether or not this, they might have. They're sort of slowly coming back at this point. I know that the Sully District Government Center, their meeting rooms are only opening up now, and the nature centers are only open like on weekends.
I don't think it's worth it. I think it needs to be just.
Well, see, we missed the opportunity for the Fairfax Fair, the thing we do in June.
Right. Celebrate Fairfax.
They canceled.
But they
Celebrate
didn't-
Fairfax isn't happening.
So
They canceled.
usually we have the save the date with registration there. What I'm saying is that you might reach some folks in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
It comes several days.
Well, you know
It's
what this
October.
comes back to? I wish Ann were here, Ann Stuntz. This also comes back to our advocacy committee and our role as commissioners is our making sure that our supervisors know this is happening. So when this all comes out, complete electronic, we get copies to our supervisors immediately. And, anybody else that we know of. Mike?
That makes sense. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. If you tell me what makes sense. I'm always happy to hear something I'm saying makes sense.
No, what you said about sending a copy to the supervisor's office, I mean, every supervisor does their electronic newsletter.
Mhm.
And so they may not be able to append the entire 4-page PDF, but they could at least give a link to our website.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
That
They
would be
all have
great.
Electronic newsletters now,
Okay.
so that would be the best thing to do to get this done and to say to them, can you put it in the next 2 months?
Yeah, I agree, Sue. I agree. And Sue, thank you again for helping to offer and to help Michael with the mailing list. Okay.
You've got draft information on there.
Oh, Esther,
the
you
date.
and I are so, I was just going to talk about that. I'm thinking out loud, should we take this draft piece off or should we leave it here for the time being? I've got the title of the file is 7/28/21. I'm thinking
Let's
we should
take
take
that
it off.
off.
You think, Esther, we should take it off?
Yes, we should take it off.
Look at that. Look at how quickly I'll listen to Esther.
See,
Yep.
And Lynn, please remove that Pocahontas picture.
How'd that picture get back in there? Oh my God. Okay. No, let me do it like right. Oh, what happened to? Oh man. I've got it somewhere else. Hang on. Oh shoot. I had to redo that whole freaking line. Hang on.
while we do
Oh, that's
that,
not
I
it
wanted to
either.
mention the Williams thing. I think it's this Saturday in Phyllis that Freedom Hill.
It's at noon, 12 o'clock
It's
noon.
noon, yeah.
Right. If anyone can attend, I wish I could.
I'm going. Now tell me where it is. I'm planning to
It's at
go.
Freedom Hill, it's at Freedom Hill Fort, Freedom Hill Fort, and it's on Old Courthouse Road, and that's, if you go to Google, it'll tell you your best way to do it.
Okay, but give me an intersection, courthouse and what?
Well,
I
if
use GPS.
yes, if you go out Route 7 and you're on it and turn left on Gosnell, if you're coming from the south or the east, whatever that is at that point, Gosnell turns into Old Courthouse and it's there, and it's a park, and presumably it's a small park, so presumably, Liz, we can park on the street and stuff.
Okay, what's the name
I
of the park
believe so.
again? What's the
Freedom
name
Hill
of the park?
Fort. It's Freedom
Oh,
Hill
Freedom,
Fort.
Freedom Hill. Okay.
This is a family from my church.
Is it really? Well, I'm not surprised.
Lynn, thank you for being able to go, because I have officially, I'm supposed to be doing tours at 12 o'clock on Saturday. So
I'm
thank
going.
you for being
I'm-
able to represent
Oh,
the
yeah,
I
I
want
want,
I'm
Not
sure
a
Ann's
problem.
going because it's Hunter Mill District. So I'm sure it's going, I'm going.
Well, Lynn will represent the president.
Right.
but is Biden know I'm doing that? Oh, you know what, Esther? I had worked so hard on this. Can you guys see what I'm sharing with you guys
okay,
now?
that's the dancer.
Yep, that's the dancer. But what I had done, because you know how OCD I am, I made some of the little boxes with the blue and some of the little boxes with now a burgundy and some of the
Oh,
So let me, but it's just that one page. It's just that one page.
okay.
I ought to be able to cut and paste that. Oh, but now I got to do all of this.
Okay, so you'll work on that later. We don't want to keep everybody waiting.
No, I know, but I
Right.
want to do that
Finish
tonight.
because-
You know what? I'll do it tonight. I'll just do it tonight because I'm just going to do it
Yeah.
tonight. So, Subi,
Yeah.
when I get that first page all cleaned up, and is everybody okay with this? I will go ahead and send that to Subi, and she will go ahead and get it on the website. Are we
We'll
all
send
okay
her a
with that?
PDF.
Yeah,
Send her a PDF so it doesn't move.
yeah, because it's really rocking and rolling right now.
Yeah.
So, if I can interject, it's actually better if you send it in Word because it has to be converted for ADA accessibility. So
Oh
the
yeah. All the
Oh.
SCORM. It's got to be SCORM tested, right?
yeah. So yeah, if you could send it in Word rather than PDF, it's because we just have to convert it from PDF back to Word.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I forgot about the SCORM part.
What's squirm mean?
SCORM. It's an abbreviation for
Another acronym for something.
yes. And when you do e-learning,
Yes.
I learned this when I did my NIH NIAID project. All e-learning has to meet certain SCORM criteria.
Okay.
Readability, size, how
Got it.
visual it is, all of that. So I'm kind of aware of this as I design this, but then I also let the little creative side kick in too. So all right. So that's what I was all
what
about.
that
Okay, Denise, that was really helpful. Thank you. All right, anything else, guys, tonight that you think we need to talk about? I think we got a good start here for, being proactive. Esther, thanks again for all your hard work on the brochure today. Subi, thanks for the good ideas. Mike and Sue, thanks for staying on top of the list. Because Mike, I sent you an email the other day with a new person on it. Did you get that?
I'll have to check.
Okay, it's your name is kind of embedded in an email, so look for anything you've gotten from me in the last couple of days. And Phyllis and Barbara, thank you so much for the AAHI stuff. That is really why this conference is going to be such a phenomenal success, is because you guys. Who else has been here tonight that I want to make sure to say thank you? Hey, Liz, thank you for working with Cindy.
Sue had some good ideas.
Sue did. She did. Plus, we know that she's not looking forward to dancing the Macarena at her high school.
That was way after high school for me.
But you'll be surprised. They play it anyway.
No, I know that.
I have to remember how to do it. That and the electric slide.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
now we talk.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. We're still being recorded. Oh,
When
Lord.
we get back together, I'll make sure we do the electric slide.
Can we close out, guys?
I think we should. Anybody else? We good? Liz, anything else?
We're good.
Electric slide is for
Okay, I
the
think we can stop
2022
recording.
Okay.
Stop recording. Yes, Mike.
You better send me